Yo, fight fans, what's good? The MMA and pro wrestling worlds are in chaos, and we've got a wild ride ahead. Raja Jackson's brutal beatdown of Psycho Stu has sparked outrage, with Rampage Jackson revealing racist death threats flooding his family. Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria's next fight is heating up, with Paddy Pimblett's name back in the mix. From a viral scandal to a potential UFC blockbuster, let's break it all down. Here's the pulse of the fight game in August 2025. The MMA and wrestling communities are reeling after Raja Jackson, son of UFC legend Quinton Rampage Jackson, unleashed a vicious attack on pro wrestler Stewart Psycho Stu Smith at a Los Angeles indie show on August 23rd. What started as a scripted wrestling event turned into a nightmare when Raja, a 25-year-old MMA fighter with a 0-1 record, slammed Smith, a former Army veteran, and hammered over 20 unanswered punches to his head even after he was knocked out. Smith suffered broken facial bones, lost teeth, and was choking on blood, requiring emergency surgery. The attack, live-streamed by Raja, went viral, drawing coverage from NBC, Fox, CBS, and even the New York Times. Big YouTubers like Moist Car Went to Cal, Abba and Preach, and MrBeast chimed in, with MrBeast offering to cover Smith's medical bills. The fallout was instant. WWE cut ties with Knox Pro, the wrestling promotion hosting the event, and streaming platform Kick banned Raja. His UFC dreams likely shattered before they began. The incident wasn't random. Backstage, Smith smashed a beer can on Raja's head, a stunt meant as wrestling banter. Raja, fresh off a concussion, accepted Smith's apology, but later vowed payback on his livestream. "I'm gonna hit him as hard as I can," he told followers, hinting at premeditation. "It's my dream to FCK up a pro wrestler for real." In the ring, Raja's attack was relentless, and the referee's failure to intervene fueled outrage. Wrestler Douglas Mallow, who rushed to help, said bluntly, "He would have killed Stu if we didn't step in." Leaked footage showed wrestlers scrambling to save Smith, who was unconscious for minutes. Fans and fighters are livid, with many calling it attempted murder. The LAPD is investigating, with video evidence and witnesses pointing to potential charges, though no arrest has been made as of August 31st, 2025. Rampage, caught in the crossfire, went live with Raja to address the chaos, but faced a barrage of racist death threats. "People are calling me names, sending hate. It's uncalled." He said. Raja, showing no remorse, bizarrely blamed the cameraman for not stopping the stream. "It's the goddamn cameraman's fault." Rampage called it poor judgment, noting Raja's recent concussion, but to many, it sounded like an excuse. Wrestlers accused Knox Pro of a cover-up, with screenshots suggesting management told them to stay quiet and avoid police, sparking cries of obstruction of justice. The promotion's now under scrutiny, with fans demanding accountability. Fighters and coaches weighed in hard. Tim Welch called Raja's actions a potential murder, counting 13 concussions from punches to an unconscious Smith. "He's going away for a long while," Welch said, pointing to Raja's live stream promise of a knockout for $50 subs. Sean Strickland took a different stance, arguing against prison. "I was arrested for felonies as a teen," he said. "Rehabilitation saved me. Raja needs anger management, not a cell." But the consensus leans toward justice, with fans and media insisting Raja face consequences for a viral attack that's shaken both MMA and wrestling. Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria's next move is stirring up the UFC. The lightweight champ, fresh, off knocking out Charles Oliveira at UFC 317, is a hot commodity, but his next opponent is up in the air. Arman Tsarukyan, the number 2 contender, was thought to be next, with insiders saying the fight was 99% locked for UFC 320 at Madison Square Garden. But Paddy Pimblett's name is gaining traction. Chael Sonnen argued Paddy versus Ilia would outdraw a potential super fight with Islam Makhachev, citing Paddy's charisma and history with Topuria. "It's a bigger gate right now," Sonnen said. Dominic Cruz agreed, calling Paddy the biggest prize for the money and hype. Topuria's manager hinted at Justin Gaethje as another option for UFC 320, adding fuel to the debate. The Topuria-Pimblett buzz stems from their stylistic clash and Paddy's promotional flair. Fans see Paddy's grappling and trash talk as a perfect foil for Topuria's striking and fight IQ. But some argue Tsarukyan's wrestling poses a tougher test, with one analyst saying, "Paddy's not a layup, but Arman's a nightmare matchup." Topuria's dismissed Tsarukyan, citing his withdrawal from UFC 311, while Paddy's called him out publicly, hyping a potential grudge match. The UFC's weighing star power against competition, with Topuria's undefeated record and charisma driving the conversation. On another front, Jack Della Maddalena's welterweight title defense against Islam Makhachev is in jeopardy. Set for UFC 320, the fight's at risk as Maddalena battles lingering injuries. He posted on Instagram about significant improvement in his recovery, but his use of an oxygen mask raised concerns. Makhachev, training in Dagestan, is ready, but a delay could shake up the division. If Makhachev wins, a super fight with Topuria, possibly at a rumored White House event, looms large, making Maddalena's health a pivotal factor. The fight world's buzzing with drama. Raja's attack has turned him from an aspiring fighter to a pariah, with his family facing vile racist backlash. Topuria's next fight could redefine the lightweight division, while Maddalena's injuries threaten a seismic welterweight clash. What's your take? Should Raja face prison or rehab for his actions? Is Paddy the right fight for Topuria, or should Tsarukyan get the shot? Will Maddalena be ready for Makhachev? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe. We're at 90,000 and gunning for 100,000. Stay tuned for more fight game madness.